The NFL Divisional Playoff round. 4 games, 8 teams. Your chance to win some money. Follow me. Let's get this bag together. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Sports Bar presented by Hammered Media. Last week, it wasn't pretty. In fact, it was more like a massacre to my bank account. And if it was to your bank account as well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to talk about it, so I'm just going to let this graphic play and show you the damage. Like I said, it wasn't pretty. Viewer discretion is advised. I am so confident that things changed this week from last that I am laying down a punishment video if I don't go undefeated this week. Ladies and gentlemen, I will do the one chip challenge for you all if we don't go 4-0 next week. Now, the one chip challenge is a very popular challenge on the internet right now. You see people suffer. I want you to know that I cannot eat Wendy's spicy chicken nuggets without breaking a sweat and complaining about the heat. What is the one chip challenge gonna do to me? Well, it's gonna fuck me up. Let's go 4-0, please. But the past is the past. Let's move forward. The damage is already done. There's no sense looking behind you or else you're gonna trip on what's in front of you. Prophecy. Without further ado, let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, 4:35 kickoff. The Los Angeles Rams take on the #1 seed in the NFC, headed up to Lambeau Field, Green Bay Packers. Now this game opens up with Green Bay being a heavy favorite at -7. LA Rams, obviously a +7. You get it by now. However, it's not too much movement right now as the Green Bay Packers are now a 6.5 point favorite. Just a half point less than what they opened up as. The total, or the over-under, has opened up at 46.5, and that also has seen minimal movement. It is now currently at 45.5. And the money line, be prepared to bet heavy if you want to win some money if you're a Green Bay backer. -330 on that money line, as opposed to the Rams, +270. Now, what it currently sits at? Let me tell you. Green Bay an even -300, and the Rams a +245, meaning bet 100, win 245. If you're a Rams backer. If you're a Packers backer, say that a couple times fast, then you'll need to bet 300 just to win 100. Maybe not the best return, but it could be a return nonetheless. Unlike last week. I'm sorry again. Some betting trends you should look for in this game, look no further. The LA Rams are 5-0 against the spread after allowing a team to only pass for 150 yards or less. The over is a hot 5-0 in the last 5 Rams divisional playoff games. Now the Rams don't often play in divisional games, I guess. However, in the last 5, that over has been a hit. Let's see if it continues again, which may be the case. The Rams surprised me by putting up some points last week, and quite frankly, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, and the Green Bay Packers offense, it's one of the hottest in the league. I think the over is a good play, maybe not my play. Let's find out. A cold play here, and I'm not necessarily talking about the band. I'm talking about the LA Rams being 0-4 against the spread, following rushing for 150 yards or more. Yikes. We take a look at some Packer trends. The over is hot, hot, hot. Oddly hot. Very hot. The over is hot. 7-0 in the last Packers 7 January games and 5-0 in the last Packers 5 playoff games. So, take a look at the over. It could be a good play here. And our 5th trend you should look for in this game, the favorite. 9-1 against the spread in these two teams' last 10 matchups. Green Bay Packers are a heavy favorite. Personally, I look for that to continue. I like that trend a lot. Currently, as it sits, the Green Bay Packers are -6.5. And that -6.5 is a bet that I'm willing to take, I'm willing to put down, and I'm willing to risk eating a hot-ass chip next week on camera for you. And in our second and final matchup on Saturday, 8:15 start, prime time. We have the Baltimore Ravens headed to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Very, very nervous. Very, very nervous. I'm very nervous. This game opens up with the Buffalo Bills, home favorites, -3, Ravens +3. Obviously, you get that by now. You've stuck with me this long, you get it. As it currently sits, the Buffalo Bills, -2 favorites. So, there's been obvious play behind the Ravens getting points. Can't say that I blame it. The Ravens are hot, man. They're a dangerous team. I did not want the Bills as a fan to play the Ravens this week or at all. Lamar Jackson has been unstoppable. He shut me up last week with the Titans pick. Maybe if I praise him, he's gonna shit the bed. I don't know. Currently sits at -2, Buffalo Bills favorites. The over-under or totals hasn't moved. Opened up at 50. That's where it currently sits. 50 is a high score. Both of these offenses look very, very good, but the defenses look pretty good as well. We'll see. I know for sure I'm going to stay away from the over-under. If I had to pick, I would take the over, but I'm not going to pick that way. Let's find out where I go. The Buffalo Bills money line -145. The Ravens money line +125. That has seen some movement. Currently sits Buffalo Bills -126 and the Ravens at a +108. When the numbers start to flop like that, generally it's either one of two things. Number one, there's been some type of team issue to where players are going to be out. I haven't heard anything yet. I know it's early in the week. I'm recording this on Tuesday. Or number two, the bettors are backing a team in one direction. I think that's the way this is. I think there's a lot more people taking the Ravens money line this week. That could be the reason why there's movement. Some trends you should know about for this game, hot ones. The Baltimore Ravens, 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 after coming off a win. I hope that changes. Really hope that changes. Please change. Another hot trend you should look at that I also hope changes. The Baltimore Ravens are 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games as an underdog. They're an underdog. I hope that changes. And on the Bills side, in their last 9 games, they are 8-1 against the spread. Last week being the one. So before that, they were 8-0 against the spread in their last 8. Pretty good numbers. God, I hope they win. Another hot one. The Buffalo Bills are 4-0 against the spread after allowing 350 yards or more against a previous opponent. Colts whooped their ass offensively. I don't know how they snuck away with the win. Some mismanagement on the coaching side of the Colts. That doesn't necessarily mean anything for this game, but if the trend stays the way it has been, good news for the Bills against the spread. And the final trend you should look at before you place any bets on this game, the 6-2 record for the home team in their last 8 matchups. Home team, favorite, Buffalo Bills. Please. Again, I don't want to jinx anything, and I'm not coming off as cocky or as if I have any type of insider news. It's just what I feel. It's just how I like the trends, the way they're looking. And on the other hand, I also take a look at how the teams are playing. I know you're probably saying, spit it out already. You're procrastinating. You're taking forever. So, I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills, -2, for 2 reasons. Number one, I'll never pick against the Bills. If I do, I just won't play it. And number 2, I'm not sure if Lamar Jackson can pass the ball. I think the Buffalo Bills defense will key in on the run, which will have to cause the Ravens to throw the ball. Lamar Jackson threw for about 170 yards last week against the Titans. They just couldn't stop the run. Let's hope the Bills can. For my sanity. Buffalo Bills -2. Game number 3 on the weekend. Game number 1 on Sunday. A 3:05 kickoff between the Cleveland Browns. And the Kansas City Chiefs. This should be a good one. Before I get into the numbers and trends, all jokes aside, the Cleveland Browns have played fantastic football, especially last week, without a head coach, without an assistant coach, and without a few key starters. Baker Mayfield had just met one of his linemen in the locker room for the first time, only to go out into Pittsburgh and whoop their ass. Congratulations to the Browns. Good luck this week. Let's get into some numbers here. Zero movement from open to now. This game currently sits at the Chiefs, a 10-point favorite, double-digit favorite in a divisional round. I wonder if Vegas knows something that we don't, or if they're trying to get us to bite and bet the Chiefs. As expected, at least to me, the over-under is kind of high, 56 points. Now that tells me that Vegas assumes that the Chiefs and Browns offense will have a field day. I don't know, we'll see. I'm not going that way. I'm staying away from the over-under. Could be one of those stinkers that the Chiefs play, or it could be a complete one-sider, like a 42-3 game where the under hits, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm staying away from that one. Let's proceed. The assumptions from the spread, the -10, Chiefs are a heavy favorite. The money line reflects no differently. This one opened up at a -475 for the Kansas City Chiefs and a +375 for the Cleveland Browns. Now that's 2 weeks in a row that the Browns have been underdogs on the road. Last week they shut me up for sure. We'll see if they can continue that trend of shutting me up if I even pick the Chiefs. Those numbers currently sit at -480 and +370. Obviously there wasn't much of a change, but a change nonetheless. And some trends you guys should look at before placing your money on this game. Look no further. The Cleveland Browns, hot. 4-0 in their last 4 games against teams with winning records. Granted, they played the Pittsburgh Steelers in their last 2. Winning record nonetheless, not the hottest team going into anything. But, good trend to look at. The Cleveland Browns are 0-4 against the spread after coming off an against the spread win. Meaning, the Browns covered last week, don't expect them to cover this week according to this ice-cold trend. A hot trend for the Chiefs, 4-0 in their last 4 January games. Meaning, they are a playoff-ready team. You saw what they did last January. They were so good that they played into February and then didn't lose in February either. Let's see if this trend continues. The Kansas City Chiefs are 0-4 in their last 4 against the spread at home. Crazy to think that they're against the spreads or losses in their last 4 in their own place. But nonetheless, it's a cold, cold trend. I don't know how that's going to play out. We'll see. 10 points is a lot of points. We'll see if they cover. And some positive news in their last 6 matchups against the Chiefs, 4 Browns bettors. 5-1 against the spread are the Browns. 10 points, a lot of points, big spread. I don't know, man. We'll see. I'm sorry if you're still salty about last week. If you want to follow me, follow me. I'm taking the over. Over 56 points seems about right. Both offenses are potent as hell. Both run games are excellent. Both passing games are excellent. I definitely think this is a shootout. I don't think this is going to be a stinker from either team on offense. Let's see if I'm right. Chiefs-Browns over 56 points. And in our final matchup of the weekend, Sunday night, 6:40. New Orleans, Tampa Bay, in the Bayou, perhaps the 2 best to ever play quarterback in the NFL. This should be a good one. Their 3rd matchup. Let's get into it. I can't wait for this game. Tampa Bay cruises into New Orleans as a +150 underdog, with the Saints being a -170 favorite at home. Now, the point spread has not moved since this game opened. It currently sits at 3.5. It opened at 3.5. Tampa being the plus, Saints being the minus. You get that from the money line. You understand. You get it. And the over-under. Very intriguing to me. Both of these defenses are very, very good. Now, the offenses, obviously, pretty good as well. It opened up at 51, currently sits at 51.5. Not too much movement there. I don't expect that number to change very much, if any. Might actually drop a half a point or maybe even a whole point. But like I said, I don't expect that number to move too much. Both of these teams are very good at what they do. We'll see how it plays out. See some trends for this game. That way you can make some money. In the last 11 games against their division opponents, Tampa Bay overs are 10-1. A play that I kind of like. We'll see. That over's continuing to look good. 5-0 in their last 5 games of the Buccaneers after giving up 350 yards in a previous matchup. They did that last week against the football team. We'll see if that trend continues this week. Overs looking hot so far. Now the Saints are going to completely 180 those trends that I just mentioned to you. Make me look foolish. I'm just reading. Don't get mad at me. The under is 4-0 in the last 4 Saints game against their division opponents. In addition, for the Saints, unders 4-0 in January in their last 4. Completely messed my whole direction up. I'm confused. I don't know where I want to go. I don't know who to take in this game. And maybe the tiebreaker, perhaps. In their last 5 matchups in New Orleans, the over is 4-1. Well, needless to say, I do like the overplay. 51.5, not that many points when you take a look at these two offenses, these two quarterbacks, and the weapons around these quarterbacks. Now, no disrespect to the defense. Third time, tough game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I don't think the defenses are going to slow the offenses up this week. Maybe just a little, but I'm taking the over, 51.5. Hopefully that hits. I don't want to eat the chip. And there you have it, 4 games. 4 games, 8 teams that are very, very worthy of winning a Super Bowl. Whether you want to argue with me or not, I'm not here to do that. I'm just here to give you numbers. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for reaching out and DMing me. Let me know that I suck. I knew that. My bank account told me. I got absolutely creamed this week. But this changes. Or else I eat a hot-ass chip next week. We'll see. Take some notes. You might learn something.
Big dog status, I'm a big dog vet. I pull up on the block in a big Corvette. Yeah. Ride around the field with a stick.